Hey everybody, it's Mary. Welcome back to the Kraftgali channel. We are going to have a monster of a good time with me and Tangled Little Monster today. So I am going to have some fun with distress oxides and alcohol markers and etc. So right now I'm going to use my Mini Misty because I want to be able to double stamp. And of course we know that's what it's great for. So I'm going to place out these images. And because I have everything out, I want to make sure I have the opportunity to make two cards. So I'm going to make one more geared towards a girl, one more towards a boy. And the way that I set this up, I was able to just flip my paper around so then I can just get the other side and really fast and quick stamping. So once I get those stamped out, I'm going to start coloring. Sorry I missed the coloring of the balloon, but my video wasn't close enough, so it was a little hard to see. So I'm taking out my Premier alcohol markers. So these alcohol markers are ones you might see in the craft store. You can also get them online, but they work just like any other alcohol markers. I wouldn't say they were better or worse than my Spectrum Noir. The nib is smaller, but beyond that, they blend pretty much the same. So I'm going to make this little monster green, and this is going to be the one that's more geared towards a boy card. And as you can see, I laid down my darkest colors out on the outside of the image and then where the shading might be naturally. So under his arm, his belly, kind of like where his legs are. So that's really simple shading. Still learning with my alcohol markers, but I really have a good time practicing. So I'm going to make his little belly kind of like an orangish yellow. And I'm trying to make it so that while coloring this image, these images, I'm going to tie the colors together in one way, shape, or form. And so I pull out some of my Copics because I do have just a couple of Copics that this pink looked like it would match kind of nice for the inside of his mouth. So for example, I'm trying to, like the monster word will be green as well in an ombre. And then because the balloon is red, I took back out the red here and I'm going to make his little party hats red. And so just again, just trying to tie those colors in together. So you can just see me going back and forth. With the little tiny images here, I'm only going to use 2 of the colors. For the Premier markers, I only have 3 in kind of each color family, so I don't have a lot of markers. Okay, and then what's left is our little cupcake. So the color that is matching his belly, I'm going to make the cupcake holder. And then this cupcake here is going to be sort of like a strawberry cupcake. And then that is going to match his mouth. Is that strange? Okay, so I finished this little cupcake off with the candle. And again, you see all the colors are kind of matching. So nothing too earth-shattering there. So I take to the monster word, and I'm just going to do ombre. So with my 3 colors here, I'm going to go dark on the bottom, and then medium, and then light. And I'm just going to work those back and forth with each other until I get the blend that I desire. So the great thing about this stamp set that I got from the Tangled is you have the option to get the coordinating dies. And I absolutely love that they made a coordinating die for the word. So that really tickles my fancy. I really appreciate that because that doesn't happen a whole lot that I've noticed with word dies. So I really like that, and I like the idea that I could pop up the word instead of just stamping it out on my project. So huge fan of that. So I'm going through, and here you can just see me again. I'm just finishing up this coloring. This was a lot of fun because I don't make a lot of kids cards, and so I really enjoyed doing that. I think I need to do more of that because I notice birthdays come up and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't have a card. Now I have to get to one. And I make so many cards all the time. I really should have every genre that there is possible. All right, so I'm lining up my coordinating dies. You don't want to mess this up, right? So I'm going to put them down with some tape because all that work went into it. So I have all of my images stamped out, or sorry, colored in and then die cut, and I'm getting ready for my card. So the next thing that I'm going to do after I've gotten all these pieces ready to go is I'm going to get my background done. So this little monster is going to be standing on a hill out in a beautiful sunny day. So I am cutting out the hillsides from the top, And then I am cutting out just something I can use as a stencil. So this is the Lawn Fawn cloud border die. And I'm going to take some Distress Oxides, and then I'm just going to very lightly make my clouds here. This is absolutely probably in my top 5 favorite techniques to do, is making clouds, because it transforms your paper into something absolutely magical just by doing this. And it couldn't possibly be easier. I remember when I used to do this with scallops. So if you don't have a border die, a cloud border die, pull out a scallop punch or die and use that piece of paper to make clouds all over your sheet. That'll work just as well. So, yeah, that's a little tip for you. So now I'm going to work on my grass, and on one of them I put the darker color on the bottom, and on the other I put the darker color on where the top of the hillside is, and I think I'm a fan of the darker color on top of the hill. So I think that works better for right here. This is where I'm doing that. I think that works better for what I'm trying to do. Which I don't know if shading wise that makes sense, but anyway. Okay, so I did some water resist on that grass, and now I'm just lining up my background. So I'm going to put the backgrounds together into my Misty, and I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday, You Little. And then, of course, it's going to say Monster on it. So I'm going to get all my pieces starting to put together using my AdTech tape runner. And this card comes together really quickly, really easily. And again, I had a lot of fun doing some of these techniques that I enjoy so much. And it made me realize that I really don't think I color enough. I don't know. You know, I say that about everything because I think I love every technique. But I really did enjoy using my alcohol markers. So now I'm going to put together the girl card so that you can see what are some of the different colors that I used. So the balloon here, I had put some NUVO Micro Glaze on top of it and let it dry. And so that was ready for it to be placed down on the card. And then I'm going to use some NUVO glue for everything I'm laying down flat. So I put down the little monster, and then I'm going to lay down the balloon flat as well. I thought about popping up the balloon, but then I didn't want the string to have to be adhered down with the pop-up balloon. It doesn't really matter what you do. It's just creativity and whatever floats your boat. Okay, so now I'm going to put down my little monster. And I do like the fact that this is pretty flat because it could mail easily. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I am going to pop up my little tiny cupcake. And so that little cupcake's just going to sit right on top of the word monster. And that will do it for this card. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for coming over to the Kraftgali channel. All the supplies I use will be listed below, so don't forget to head over to the shop and check out all the new stuff that's come in. There is a new release that just came in that you must go see, and you will not be disappointed over there. So let me know if you have any questions, and we will see you in the next video. Until next time, don't forget to hit subscribe in the upper left-hand corner, and then here's some more videos for you to watch in the lower right-hand corner. Bye-bye.